Hello, Mary Meet. So, I want to review another book. The book I want to review is Llewellyn's Herbal Almanac Cookbook. Here it is. It's basically a collection of some of the most popular recipes from the yearly Herbal Almanac books that Llewellyn makes. And I picked this up more or less on a whim because it sounded fun, and I'm trying to be a bit more witchy about my cooking. And I'm also planning on perhaps starting a herbal garden, and not this year because we are soon to into winter, but next spring basically. I don't have a garden, but I do have a pretty large veranda out here, and basically just buy some wooden crates and put those in a corner of the veranda and have a little herbal garden there. Of course, won't be a lot I can produce, but it would be a fun little project, and this can give some ideas about what to do with it. So, basically, it doesn't have one author, it's basically from lots of different authors. So, let's have a look at this book, shall we? Like usually, I start with the table of contents. We have a disclaimer, which of course is all of those go to a doctor if you are really ill, and so on and so on. So, an introduction, which basically says it as it is. We have Back to Basics, which has Edible Weeds in Our Garden by Dolores Duncan. The Chen, perhaps it's pronounced, I don't know. But anyway, it's a pretty interesting one because there are so many things that in a typical garden that you almost see as weeds and completely useless that actually taste amazingly if you know what to do with it. Then you have A Kitchen Herbal Primer by Carolyn Moss. I really like that article. Get Cooking with Herbs by Deborah C. Harding, also a very good one. World Spice Blends by Kide Spitzer. Perhaps just not my areas of the greatest interest, but okay. The Herbs and Spices of India by Carolyn Moss. I thought that one was pretty interesting. Garnishes and Gremolata. Is that how it's pronounced? I actually have a tendency to be pretty boring. I mean, I'm not a picky eater. I eat basically anything, but I'm not a very. My palate is a pretty plain one, so I don't usually have a lot of garnishes and all sorts of things. I prefer plain meats and just a good salad and those kinds of things. But it was an okay chapter anyway, and I think that somebody who useful to that could be very interesting. It Cooking with Magical Intent by Shadowcat. I really like that one because it's really a great way to practice the craft, because you can put, when you're making something, especially if you're making something from scratch, you can put so much intent and so much energy into cooking, and especially when you then also use herbs and various things and get the correspondences from that. Then you have the Herbal Flavors of Greece by James Campos, quite interesting. Great Herbal Snacks by Dallas Jennifer Cobb. That one's cute because it's a great way to make some really nice and healthy snacks. Then you have beverages. That have a homebrew by David Murray. Herbal syrups for beverages by Carly. Well, I really like that one because I am allergic to processed sugar. No, it's not diabetes. Everybody asks, oh, do you have diabetes? No, I don't have diabetes. I am allergic to whatever shit they do with sugar to take it from being a plant to being that white powdery stuff. So, various forms of syrups I can actually use to sweeten things like cakes and confectioneries I make and such, and I can actually eat it. And we have herbal tea parties. I really love herbal teas and such. I have this, I think it's 5 or 6 of them. I think it's 5 of them. Big binders with various forms of herbal recipes and such that I were subscribing to for a while. And there's a tea section there, and that's one of my favorite sections there. So yeah, I really like that chapter there because I am obsessed with herbal teas. And then we have Anasmian pronunciations. Bug, the sacred drink of Shiva. Okay. Yarrow Bear by Chandra Myra. Herbal wines and liquors. That one's quite interesting. My mother likes to make her own wines and such, so I think I'll show her that chapter. Making Magical Herbal Teas by Jonathan Keyes. Another tea chapter. I'm gonna like that one. Dandelion and Chicory Coffee by Tammy Sullivan. I haven't tried out that one, but I just have to because it sounds so interesting. Then you have Main Dishes. A Gala Herbal Breakfast. That sounds interesting. I haven't tried that one either. A Herbal Thanksgiving Celebration. Herbal Comfort Foods. Again, I really like that one because I do need some healthy snacks in my life. Soy and Tofu Tucker. Stew on This, A History of Ingredients by Nancy Bennett. Interesting chapter. We have Breakfast and Brunch Delights by Lynn Smythe. And then we have condiments. And we have Herbal Vinegars, Aromatic Delights from Your Garden by Sun Weed. Sun Weeds writes about herbal stuff. I am going to assume it's a craft name. If not, that's awesome. Making herbal butters. That one's nice. That one's nice. Herbal salad dressings. Herbal honeys and honey candied herbs. I think I'm going to try some of those recipes for Christmas. Jams, jellies, and condiments by Tammy Sullivan. Then we have flowers and herbs. Yeah, recipes with violets by Dolores Dungeon. The Lucky Carnelian, and then the Lucky Carnation. All of these plants have different names in Norwegian, so I'm sorry for my pronunciations. By Carly Wall. Cooking with Lovage by Carly Wall. Lovely Lavender by Chandra Moira Bale. The Story of Edible Herbal Flowers by Lynn Smythe. That's one a pretty good chapter. Sage the Wise Herb by Magneta Griffith. I'm really interested in sage. It's an interesting chapter. Cooking with Southwestern Herbs by Chandra Moira Bale. Interesting chapter, but not that relevant for me. Because, it's here in Norway, we don't have that many of those herbs growing. Though we are in the west, but still not so much south. Herbal Treats Beats the Summer Heat by Elizabeth Barrett. Afro-Caribbean Greens by Stephanie Rose Bird. Sweet Sweet Stevia by Dallas Jennifer Cobb. Stevia is my lifesaver because, like I said, I'm allergic to sugar. So I have stevia. When I'm baking a cake, for example, stevia. And it's also a lot more healthy than usual sugar because stevia, you don't need as much. Now, again there, when stevia is made into a white powder, whatever I do with it, then I have a problem with it. But I can use the drops, and I can use the stevia plants as is. Just chop up the leaves and use that. So stevia, awesome. And then we have Feasting on Rosemary by Anna Sala. So yeah, I really like this book. It has a lot of great recipes, a lot of nifty information on herbs and plants and all of these things to use for cooking. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, look here, some recipes. It's a good book. There's a lot of good information here. Whatever or not you're just interested in herbs or just want to get some nice herbal recipes, this is the book for you. I'm happy I got it. Give it 8 out of 10. I'm very pleased with it, and I do recommend it if you are into herbalism. Because, it has a lot of good chapters, Of course, there's different quality of the writing since there's different authors, but all in all, there are very few chapters in here that I'm thinking this is shit. There are some chapters I'm thinking this isn't for me because it's not relevant. For example, some of these herbs and flowers, they just don't grow around here, so I have to import them and it'll get expensive and so on and so forth. Or it's just things that I might not be that interested in and so on and so forth. And we'll always get that in a variety pack like this book is. But all in all, there's a lot of good articles. I think there's something in here for everybody. And yeah, I recommend this book, and I also recommend just getting the Herbal Almanac each year. But the only reason not to get this book is if you regularly buy the Llewellyn's Herbal Almanac, because this is just reprints. I have gotten the Herbal Almanac for 3 years now, is it? I think it's 3 years. And so I have some of these articles already. They just taken some of the most popular articles and put in here. So if you have been buying that book for several years, you will have all the information in here, then it might not be relevant for you. But if you don't regularly get the Herbal Almanac, then this is a great book. And that is my review of Llewellyn's Herbal Almanac Cookbook. And it does not have that disgusting cover. It has a very nice old newspaper feel to the cover. So that's a plus. It feels pleasant in the hand as well. It's a good book. I approve of it. And yeah, that's my review of, like I said, of Llewellyn's Herbal Almanac Cookbook. I hope you have enjoyed this review. Have a great day, and blessed be.